Caroline Barker, Persuasive Speech. Medical machines that sustain the lives of humans are phenomenal feats of science. In a world filled with accidents and illnesses, these machines appear to be the ultimate bestowal. However, for a patient suffering from an incurable disease, the advanced technology only entails prolonged pain and suffering. Today, I'm going to tell you about assisted suicide and the reasons assisted suicide should be a legal alternative to dying an agonizing death. Assisted suicide occurs when a terminally ill individual chooses to end their life, usually through a lethal dose of prescribed drugs. The majority of terminally ill patients confront intense physical and emotional agony. With no prospect of recovery, a person's demise is the only method that will put an end to one's suffering. Assisted suicide serves as a more humane option because forcing a person to live a life controlled by unbearable pain is cruel. In My Sister's Keeper, a movie based on Jodi Picoult's novel, a family's young daughter, Kate, is diagnosed with an aggressive form of leukemia. Throughout the next 14 years, Kate's sister, Anna, undergoes a multitude of serious procedures in order to keep Kate alive. After years of unrelieved suffering, Kate begs her sister to stop donating the potentially life-saving transplants because she no longer wants to live. The movie illustrates assisted suicide because Kate's pain and suffering has become incredibly overwhelming, and she chooses to end her life by refusing treatments that could possibly preserve her life. Also, assisted suicide relieves a terminally ill patient's family members from burdens. In a recent study in the Netherlands, where assisted suicide is legal, 87 relatives of patients who participated in assisted suicide engaged in retrospective interviews aimed to provide insight about a patient's request to die. The study showed that 74% of patients' relatives recognized hopeless suffering as the primary reason their loved one requested to die. In addition, by utilizing life-sustaining technology, one can continue to live but without quality of life. Yet assisted suicide directly improves a person's quality of life by allowing a person to pass with dignity and by enhancing autonomy. Brittany Maynard, a death with dignity advocate, was 29 when she was diagnosed with an aggressive terminal brain cancer. Maynard underwent treatments as well as surgeries. However, nothing successfully discontinued the cancer's growth. Determined to escape a harrowing death, Maynard expresses her feelings of relief knowing she could control her dying process, stating, "The freedom of death with dignity exists because it's a choice. I chose this for myself." Assisted suicide also increases a person's autonomy, therefore improving their quality of life. A terminal disease often overtakes one's entire body and forces them to become reliant on others. In Helping Your Son Die, an article by Kiran Somani, Heather Pratton's son suffered from a violent form of Huntington's disease. As her son's condition grew, Pratton says, "He lost his independence, and with it the ability to enjoy many things that many of us take for granted." Quality of life is also improved through assisted suicide because it allows a person to govern their dying process and enhances self-control. Currently, assisted suicide is legal in 5 U.S. states: Oregon, California, Vermont, Washington, and Montana via a court decision. As of January 2016, since 1997 in Oregon, 991 patients have died from ingesting lethal prescribed drugs. Since 2009 in Washington, 712 patients have died through assisted suicide. Also, in Vermont, from May 2013 to 2016, 24 individuals have participated in assisted suicide. These numbers come from CNN's Physician-Assisted Suicide Fast Facts. Currently, 1 in 6 Americans live in a state where a doctor can prescribe a lethal dose of a drug to a patient. However, not for long. 9 states currently have pending physician-assisted suicide legislation. Those states include Pennsylvania, Kansas, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, New York, New Jersey, North Carolina, and Oklahoma. According to Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission, if physician-assisted suicide were legal in all 50 states, it would only account for 25% of American deaths. Today, I've told you about assisted suicide and the reasons that any empathetic individual must reason that assisted suicide should be a legal option. An individual burdened with an impending death should be granted the freedom to choose assisted suicide. A life occupied with syringes, machines, and surgeries is not a life any individual is zealous to live. A life full of heartache, relentless pain, and helplessness. The progression of medical machines has defied death in many cases. Nonetheless, the impressive machines are nothing but a wolf in sheep's clothing for the terminally ill. Thank you.